ladies and gentlemen, today we received the very final update of Chapter 5 Season 4. Boy, oh boy, was this thing massive. It added a bunch of things related to the next season of Fortnite, now known to be called Fortnite Chapter 2 Remix. And Epic Games even sent out massive teaser boxes to a bunch of Fortnite creators. We'll be breaking down here in this video, as well as so many other Chapter 2 Remix leaks, even including our very first look at the official trailer. But first, if you don't hit the thumbs up button on this video, exactly 111 days, whenever you log on to Fortnite, this'll happen. No! If you do hit the thumbs up button on this video, exactly 111 days, when you log on to Fortnite, this will be waiting for you. Choice is all yours, so choose carefully. If you want to go the extra mile to support the channel, just head on over to the item shop and input my code, HOMAGAMESYT. Ladies and gentlemen, we wasted too much time. The next season of Fortnite has been revealed, known as Fortnite Chapter 2 Remix. We have so much stuff to cover right here in this video, including a leaked version of the official trailer. Let's get into it. Super quickly, before we get to the biggest Chapter 2 Remix leak, first things first, the next season has officially been revealed as Fortnite Chapter 2 Remix. And Epic Games has officially started the rollout with some massive teasers that need some explaining. It all started out last night when tons of Fortnite creators began receiving these mysterious packages from Epic Games. Inside of these packages, creators were able to find a small business cards with the new season's logo, as well as a bunch of mysterious golden pins teasing new characters and new features. One of these pins, you're actually able to see none other than Midas's golden hand representing his golden touch, obviously teasing the return of Midas himself, which is something we've been waiting a few seasons for, ever since he finally made his return in Season 2. As we all remember, Midas was trapped inside of a prison cell underneath the underworld, eventually went on to make his escape, relocated himself to the Marigold Yacht for reassembling his team of Ghost and Shadow members, and then leaving the island for good to pull off what he called his next fruitful adventure. Midas is reportedly also the one responsible for the live event that'll take us back to Chapter 2. So far, what we know about that live event is apparently it's going to be very similar to the Device live event and we had back in Chapter 2 Season 2, where essentially Midas tried to take control of the loop. Will once again have to do with Midas's Loop Breaker project, which is the exact same project that was responsible for bringing us to the Chapter 4 island. But it doesn't end there, because Midas's involvement in the new season will be way bigger than just playing a role in the live event that brings us there. Because check this out, inside of the mysterious box creators received is actually another pin directly related to Midas, except this time it actually has the face of Meow Souls. Above the left eye, you're able to see the exact same scar that Midas has, clearly teasing a brand new version of Meowscles in the Chapter 2 Remix Battle Pass. It'll essentially be a combination of both Midas as well as Meowscles. Some other skins we're able to see teased through these pins is one actually being a brand new remix version of Tina that was originally released back in Chapter 2, as well as a brand new remix version of Ripley vs. Sludge. You haven't even seen the best part, because one of the things teased inside of this brand new box was actually a brand new upcoming Marshmello live concert event. And we don't just think this because of the brand new Marshmello skin that's coming for this year's Fortnitemares, but instead, check this out. You remember that mysterious cassette tape that showed up in the box I mentioned earlier? Well, this thing is actually playable, and whenever you play it, you hear a version of a Fortnite song that's actually been remixed by Marshmello himself. This isn't just a small thing at all, and Epic Games is purposefully directing all of our attention towards Marshmello, and hidden inside of each one of these songs are actually some teasers for the new season in a different language. First line of text translates to say, "Oh my, this guy is riding a huge bomb," likely referring to that brand new remix version of Tina we talked about earlier, her original glider, where she was literally riding a massive bomb just like this was teasing. Next line of text translates to say he's riding a cute one on the bottom left, likely referring to the old Battle Pass skin known as Sky, who bounce around on her cute little friend known as Ollie. The last piece of text translates to say it's starting now. I have to assume that's talking about the upcoming live event. Don't worry, coming up next, we're going to cover the biggest Chapter 2 Remix leak. First, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure I'll remember the Marvel character known as Black Panther. It's been inside of Fortnite for a decent bit now, ever since he was released in the item shop back at the end of 2020. Well, did you know he actually returned to the Fortnite island today and is going to be playing a massive role in Fortnite Chapter 2 Remix? Let me explain. So we all know that one of this season's Battle Pass skins, being Shuri, is literally directly related to Black Panther. It's actually his younger sister. And the way the storyline goes is T'Challa and Shuri actually teamed up to defeat Dr. Doom in the past, very long time ago, in this Marvel comic book known as Doom Wars. And what's super interesting is the Shuri NPC actually has a bunch of hidden dialogue referencing this war against Doom. She even goes on to reveal that her brother barely survived. But we haven't covered the half of it, ladies and gentlemen. The main part of this actually has to do with the newest villain on the Fortnite island, being Mephisto. It starts off with us actually taking T'Challa's sister Shuri and going up and interacting with him, where Mephisto Mephisto will go on to say, "I will not lose to another Black Panther." This is where things start to get really interesting and a massive secret is revealed. Mephisto and Black Panther have a very interesting history and have actually fought against each other many times before in the Black Panther comics. It all started off when T'Challa himself left Wakanda to go to the United States in order to investigate the death of an innocent girl in a scandal that threatened the future of his country, Wakanda. While in the United States, Wakanda began to be taken over by someone that goes by the name Akeb. I know, I probably pronounced that wrong. While ruling Wakanda, Akeb actually went on to make a deal with Mephisto, where in exchange for him becoming one of Mephisto's loyal servants, Mephisto would enact his revenge on anyone that ever did Akeb any wrong. When Black Panther finally returned to Wakanda, he was immediately warned by all of its residents that the evil Mephisto had taken full control of the country. Black Panther ended up traveling deep into Mephisto's realm, ripped his heart out, so he was weak enough to finally have a reasonable conversation with. During his mind games, T'Challa presented a deal of his own to Mephisto, where he offered him his soul in order to get him to leave his country Wakanda alone forever. Now, if the story ended here, that would essentially mean T'Challa sacrificed his life for his country, but it doesn't end there, because by claiming his soul, Mephisto also let in all of the souls of his ancestors as well as the Panther god. This caused a big group of Panthers to appear in front of him. It ended up being too much for Mephisto to contain, and he ends up begging Black Panther to have the deal reversed. Doing so, Black Panther agrees to leave Mephisto alone, as long as he also agrees to leave Wakanda alone, and Mephisto ends up accepting that deal, essentially making Black Panther the only character ever to use Mephisto's strategy of making deals against him. Even if Black Panther himself doesn't end up being the one to defeat Mephisto, there has to be a reason Epic Games decided to mention this in-game, likely because Midas, who's going to be leading the live event into Chapter 2 Remix, is going to employ a similar strategy. But that's enough messing around. It's time for the first part of the biggest Chapter 2 Remix leak, and once again has to do with our golden buddy, Midas. It's like I mentioned earlier in the video. After Midas successfully made his escape from the prison cell in the underworld and reassembled the Ghost and Shadow members on the Marigold yacht, repeatedly mentioned this absolutely massive adventure that was just beginning. At the time, we literally had no idea what this adventure was, and simply assumed that it would have something to do with getting his revenge on Hades, since after all, he was the one responsible for locking him up and keeping him prisoner. Well, now the truth has finally came out. Midas' plan this entire time has actually been revolved around this 0 point, as well as try and get back to Fortnite Chapter 2, where he had full control of the island, and obviously, making it back to Chapter 2 without the 0 point wouldn't be possible. That's the main thing that's always been responsible for bringing us to new or old realities, and with the 0 point being located nowhere on the Chapter 5 island, meant that Midas and his crew had to leave the island in order to search for it, or at least find another way to teleport back to Chapter 2. Now, don't forget, Epic Games has been teasing that the 0 point is indeed somewhere in our current reality this entire season, as the island in the center of the dried up pond repeatedly been referred to as the center of everything, which is the exact same thing we hear the 0 point referred to often. And on top of that, we also have this mysterious whiteboard located inside of the Doomstat control room. Teases that Dr. Doom knew where the 0 point was at the entire time as well. Midas is unsuccessful in trying to find the 0 point. We have to go on and recruit the help of Shuri. And this is where the thing with Black Panther we talked about a few minutes ago becomes very important. Because don't forget, Shuri herself is some form of a genius. Came up with the Islanders' original plan to stop Dr. Doom, which basically involved setting up all of these different rift beacons surrounding the Castle of Doom, activating them all at the same time in order to rift the army of Latveria out of here for good. Obviously, that didn't really work out during the Doom mini live event, but we ended up actually having to fight him and defeat him the hard way. However, all of those rift beacons surrounding the Castle of Doom are still there, and thanks to Shuri, they have the power of connecting us to a different reality, exactly like the 0 point, meaning Midas could use those rift beacons to bring us back to Chapter 2 as well. But for the biggest Chapter 2 Remix leak, it actually has to do with the official Chapter 2 Remix map. Well, I know you're probably thinking, since it's Fortnite Chapter 2, you're likely just expecting basically the exact same island we had back then. But that's not true at all. Even though the map will still be roughly the same at first, it's gonna follow the exact same trend as the Fortnite OG map. Each and every single week that passes represents one full season passing, and Epic Games will continue to update the map accordingly. What we know is during the first week, will be specifically themed around the season Chapter 2 Season 2. The map will be basically the same, with the agency located in the center, as well as all of the other Chapter 2 Season 2 locations like the rig and so many more. Then during the second week of the season, the entire map will receive a major updating, transforming into Chapter 2 Season 3, where, as we all remember, during that season, the entire map was flooded, and we even saw the introduction of sharks, which is already 100% confirmed to be returning in Chapter 2 Remix, as you're able to see a shark pin in the boxes sent to the Fortnite creators. Now, you would think the week after this would obviously be Chapter 2 Season 4. Obviously, we all remember that was the first Marvel season we ever received, but unfortunately, since our current season is entirely focused around Marvel, it came out that Epic Games will just be skipping that season during Chapter 2 Remix altogether. And instead, the season following Chapter 2 Season 3 has actually been revealed to be an incredibly large mashup containing pieces and locations of every single Fortnite island we've ever seen before. We know this because in one of the pins pin set out to a bunch of creators, you're actually able to see one of the buildings from the Happy Hamlet location that wasn't even in the game in Chapter 2, but instead was added back in Chapter 1. As more and more leaks about Chapter 2 Remix continue to come out, I'll make sure to tweet them all out for you guys over my official Twitter account at HomeGamesYT. And thank you so much for watching this video.